The dart leaves his hand. Perfect rotation. Treble 20. The crowd erupts. Luke Little doesn't even blink. He's already lining up his second dart before the first one stops vibrating. Treble 20 again. Then treble 20 once more. 180 points. 9 darts left to complete perfection. This is the moment that broke darts forever. An 18-year-old kid from Warrington doing things that shouldn't be humanly possible. The commentary booth explodes. The crowd is losing their minds. But watch Luke's reaction. He shrugs, like flirting with a 9-darter is just another Tuesday. And that shrug, that's the key to everything. Before we break down how this kid is rewiring darts, hit subscribe and drop a like, because we're about to prove Luke Littler really might not be human. In darts, perfection is 501 points in 9 darts. It's the holy grail. Phil Taylor, the greatest player ever, hit 11 televised 9-darters in a career that spanned decades. Michael van Gerwen has around 30 recorded 9-darters, including 10 on TV. These are legends. Luke Littler is one of only 7 players ever to hit 4 or more televised 9-darters. He's 18. The youngest before him, Michael van Gerwen at 25. Luke's current count, 8 9-darters in professional play, 4 of them televised and climbing. He may hit another one before this video is even published. Look at the 2025 World Matchplay. It's the leg people are calling the most perfect ever thrown. Luke Littler versus Josh Rock. Both players open with back-to-back 180s. Littler, 180, 180. Rock, 180, 180. That's 4 consecutive perfect visits. Then, Littler cleans up 140, 1, treble 20, treble 17, double 15 for the 9-darter. Every single dart in the leg is basically perfect. Can you spot the problem? When you're going second against Luke Littler, perfect isn't good enough. You're not playing badly, you're playing perfectly. He's just playing impossible. Here's the thing. If you're a darts fan, you've known about Luke Littler for years. You've watched him destroy the junior circuit. You've seen him win senior titles as a teenager. But if you're a casual sports fan, you probably just heard his name for the first time this year. That's because darts doesn't get the same spotlight as football or basketball. The hardcore fans have been watching this kid rewrite the record books in real time. But the rest of the world, they're just now catching up. And that's what makes this moment so special. Because now, everyone's watching. The casuals, the skeptics, the people who thought darts was just a pub game. They're all seeing what the diehards already knew. Luke Littler is not normal. Luke's set against Ryan Meikle didn't just look ridiculous, it set a world championship record. A 140.91 set average, basically a 141. Across those 3 legs, every dart he threw averaged about 47 points. Most world-class players are thrilled to average 100 over a match. Luke hit 141 for an entire set, the highest set average in World Championship history. This wasn't just good darts. This was one of the most astonishing sets ever thrown on television. But here's what makes it even more insane. Luke wasn't cruising through this match. Ryan Meikle was pushing him to the edge. It was 2-1. The pressure was building. This was supposed to be Luke's toughest test yet. Most 18-year-olds would tighten up, play safe, try to survive. But look at his face. No panic, no meltdown. Just that steady focus he carries whether he hits the 9 or not. He wants 1. He doesn't need 1 to destroy you. The final numbers? 140.91 set average, just over a 100 average for the match. A 3-1 victory that felt like a statement. And it's not just the mental game. Look at Luke's physical setup. His throw is so fast that opponents barely have time to process what just happened. He gets to the oki and lets fly in a couple of seconds. Most players are far more deliberate. That speed isn't just efficiency, it's a weapon. It doesn't give his brain time to doubt. It doesn't give his opponent time to breathe. It's just execution over and over, like a machine. And that's still not the scariest part. Because what he did in the Grand Slam final against Luke Humphries, the former world #1, is when his opponents realized they weren't just facing a talented kid. They were facing something else entirely. Against Luke Humphries in the Grand Slam final, this wasn't just about a trophy. This was about becoming world #1. By reaching the final, Littler had already clinched the top spot, the youngest world number one in darts history. Now he had to prove he deserved it. Littler opens strong, 2-0 up. Then Humphries fights back, 3 straight legs. Suddenly it's 3-2 to Humphries. The match stays tight. Both players averaging over 107. Trading blows, back and forth, 5-5. Then 8-7 to Humphries. This is supposed to be where experience wins, where the former world champion shows the kid how it's done. Then Luke explodes. A massive 167 checkout to break throw. The crowd erupts. Then he gets 7 darts into a 9-darter, narrowly missing treble 17 for the 8th. But the theatrics aren't done. Next leg, Littler finds a sensational 160 checkout on tops for another break. 11-9 ahead. He lets out a roar. Humphries jokingly punches him to break the tension. From there, it's inevitable. Littler pulls away. 12-9, then 14-10, then 16-11. Final score, Humphries averaged 99.56, a score that wins most matches. But when you're facing Luke Littler, good enough isn't good enough. This is a guy who was supposed to be Luke's biggest rival, former world champion, former world number one, the guy who knows how to handle pressure better than anyone. And Luke just erased him. Not with one big moment, with relentless, machine-like consistency. A 100.61 average, he hit 12 180s in all during the final. A mind-boggling feat in itself, but also he broke the 180 record. He hit 60 in all over the course of the tournament, breaking an 11-year high, which was set by Adrian Lewis. By defending his Grand Slam title, Littler became only the 4th player ever to go back-to-back in Wolverhampton, joining Phil Taylor, Michael van Gerwen and Gerwin Price. And he remains undefeated in this major. 2 years, 2 titles, 0 losses. Most 18-year-olds crack under that kind of pressure. The weight of being the future of darts. The headlines, the expectations. But watch Luke's body language throughout that run. No panic, no meltdown. Just that same calculating stare he gives the board whether he's 3-0 up or 3-0 down. The pattern is always the same. Let them think they have a chance. Then flip the switch. 6 straight legs. Game over. Like he's playing a video game with a difficulty slider that only he controls. But let's talk about what all this dominance actually means. Luke Littler isn't just winning. He's getting paid. And he's now the world number one. The youngest world number one in darts history. In the last 12 months, he's earned over £1 million in prize money. And he just turned 18. The World Championship, £500,000 for first place. The Grand Slam, £150,000. The Players' Championship Finals, £120,000. That's £770,000 from just 3 tournaments. And he already racked up 7 PDC championships in 2024 alone. Most 18-year-olds are working part-time jobs making £8 an hour. Luke's building generational wealth, won 180 at a time. That's more than most doctors make in a year, more than most lawyers make in a year, more than most professional athletes make in their entire careers. And that's just prize money, sponsorships, endorsements. We're talking millions more. Phil Taylor had to build his empire over decades in a much smaller prize money era. Littler has smashed through the £1 million barrier in basically 2 seasons on tour. Luke did it in 1 season. But here's the thing. Watch his face after winning £500,000. Same expression as when he hits a 180 in practice. The money is just proof of what we already know. Luke Littler is operating on a different level. Ryan Meikle's reaction after that record-breaking set says it all. He just smiles and shakes his head, the look of a pro who knows he's just been hit by something that doesn't make sense. When world-class professionals react to your performance like they're watching magic, you're not just playing a different game, you're playing by different rules. Here's what makes Luke different from every other champion. Most elite athletes talk about conquering fear, managing pressure, staying calm under stress. Luke plays in a space where those ideas barely seem to apply. No big rituals, no theatrics, no 30-second routine to calm himself down. He walks to the line, looks at the board, and throws. 3 seconds, max. Remember that Josh Rock leg. Both players hitting 180. 4 consecutive perfect visits. Then Luke finishes with the 9-darter while Rock can only watch. Rock played perfectly. Luke played impossible. Shrug of the shoulders, turning the impossible into routine. This isn't just talent. Talent gets you a tour card. This is a mindset where 9 darters are expected, not hoped for, where there's almost no gap between thinking about a shot and executing it. But here's what separates Luke from other teenage prodigies. Most kids his age would let the pressure get to them. They'd overthink. They'd try to prove something. Luke just plays darts. No ego, no drama. Just walk up, throw, repeat. That's not normal for an 18-year-old. That's the mindset of a champion who's been doing this for decades. What this really means: Luke Littler isn't just changing darts, he's redefining what human potential looks like when you strip fear out of the equation. Right now, the sport is still trying to catch up to him. He's still learning, still adding gears, still figuring out how good he can be. Imagine him at 25. A decade of experience, thousands more reps on stage. When a 140.91 set becomes something he can just drop on command instead of a once-in-a-lifetime buzz. The sport isn't ready for that. But here's the part that matters outside of darts. The difference between good and unstoppable isn't just talent. It's what you do when everyone else feels pressure and you decide it doesn't apply to you. Look at that shrug again, after the 9 dart attempts, after the outrageous checkouts, after the records. That's not arrogance. That's genuine confusion about why anyone is surprised. Because in Luke's head, this is just what happens when you remove hesitation. When you stop playing scared. When you treat pressure as something that happens to other people. Whether you're throwing darts or chasing your own impossible thing, that's the lesson. Pressure is real. But how much power you give it, that's a choice. Luke Littler chose to ignore it. And even now there are still doubters. People who say, he's just lucky. Wait until he faces real pressure. He'll burn out. But those people said the same thing a year ago. And the year before that. And Luke just keeps proving them wrong. At some point, you have to stop calling it luck and start calling it what it is, greatness. Every impossible shot, every casual bomb at a 170, every shrug after perfection is pushing the edge of what we thought was possible. And he's just getting started. You've just seen why Luke Littler makes impossible look normal. If you want more deep dive stories on the monsters who bend their sports out of shape, hit subscribe, smash the like button, and drop a comment with Nuke. So I know you made it to the end. Luke Littler might not be human, and he's not the only one we need to talk about.